handles many other people in need. For example, it handles abused children, right? Ang laki. Abused women, ang laki nun. May mental health din na coverage ang DSWD. What about those other areas, Erwin? Are there areas that you want the DSWD to expand or grow more in? That's your personal advocacy.
I was given an instruction yesterday, Ms. Karen, from President-elect BBM all the way to Executive Secretary Rodriguez na mag-appoint ng mga social worker to handle those child psychologists, psychiatrists, mga doctors to help me out because of course sanay tayo sa mga relief pero tama ka, DSWD is not only about disaster and relief but there are also problems like that. It has to handle like about children, street children, about people with mental problems, may mga pati pa yata yung mga rebel returnees and all this. So we will have to appoint people now who will really specialize on those fields, Ms. Karen. I cannot just put people na business management graduate ka dito ka. No. If we're talking about to handle about meron silang attached agency for adoption, then I will put a child psychologist there, psychiatrist there. Yung mga pangmatatanda, yung mga elderly, then I will appoint the social workers there who've been with DSWD. As a matter of fact, my plan, Ms. Karen, I will give chance to those employees underneath to be promoted, to be regularized, given a position that they've been there for a while pero hindi na po promote, wala sa pwesto, walang. I will promote them. Kung social worker ka, I would love to see social worker na may mga positions na sa offices na dito sa main office and other regions. They will be there because yun ang trabaho nila. They specialize on that. They have a degree in social work. So why not appoint them, right?
Well, you're off to a good start with the DSWD. If you'll be promoting people, that's one thing. Well, you said you'll be taking your own team. Will this mean also, or will you be removing some people in the DSWD, or as much as possible, you would want to keep everyone on the team?
No, Ms. Karen, just like any other agencies, may mga political appointees, coterminous with the president. So I would ask them to tender their resignation pag mga political appointees sila. And then from there, I will review. And then I will listen to people, yung mga career officers. Ito, okay ba ito? Ito, okay ba ito? Okay? To give chance naman to others, yung mga nasa ilalim na who've been there for 20 years, 30 years, hindi mapopromote because may ipinasok, may inilagay doon ahead of her or him. So we will give chance to these people na mga nasa ibaba to be promoted naman and to become regular employees of the government, Ms. Karen.
Okay. I wanted to ask you this. Just recently, the DSWD through the International Social Services Office has assigned 4 new social welfare attaches in the Middle East and Hong Kong. So you have the outgoing secretary appointing foreign service posts, 30 days actually to go. Would you want to appeal that some appointments be held off first until you come in? What would you do with these foreign service posts, Erwin?
I will have to review that, Ms. Karen. If it's really needed, then why not, di ba? I mean, kung kailangan. Because when I was at ABS-CBN, I was sent to Saudi Arabia to look at the flight OFWs there. And true enough, hindi naman kasi talaga kaya lang ng DOLE all the problems. Kasi like that, siguro yung mga attaches that I haven't seen it yet. I mean, pero I heard already about that. What I was thinking, maybe they were appointed because to take care of like yung pag-uwi ng mga tao na yan or for example, their needs. Like what happened during pandemic, Ms. Karen, may nakikita tayo, di ba mga kababayan natin?
Dumating sa airport.
DSWD. When in fact, it should be, they should have been given food by the embassy. Pero ang embassy has a lot of work to do. So dapat may tiga DSWD sada na who will take care of those kind of problems, Ms. Karen.
Oo.
I
Okay.
will have to review that. I will have to review that.
Okay, so it seems, well, a few more questions before we go. You've been doing a lot of legwork already and a lot of preparation. How are you preparing as a whole when you transition into secretary?
Run that to me one more time.
How are you preparing now personally? You have some people that they take extra courses. Well, those are senators, incoming senators. But how are you personally preparing for this new shift in your life?
I have an official, not an official, but in the middle management of DSWD with the NCR, who is briefing me right now.
Okay.
This and that. And then, syempre, during transition, I would expect that I would be briefed further by those outgoing officials. Yeah, there's still a lot of things to learn, Miss Karen. I mean, ayoko naman magmagaling. As per BBM nga, when we get there to that agency or to that office, we have to listen. Listen to the employees who've been there, okay? Hindi yung magagaling sa atin kundi magmamando tayo, but rather we have to listen to them because they're the experts. And then second, we have to listen to the people, yung mga customers natin like DSWD, then yung mga mahihirap, then yung matatanda. That's what we need to listen. So it's listening time for the first 100 days, Ms. Karen.
Okay. Will you be working closely with the newly, the new Department of Migrant Workers? You know, it has no funds for 2022. So it's a bit of a challenge for the incoming secretary. Would you be working closely with Toots Ople on this?
Yes, Ms. Karen, not only with the migrant workers, workers overseas, but also our workers in the Philippines. Because at the end of the day, and then most especially during this pandemic, a lot of them lost their jobs. So the instruction is, one of the instructions also of the president-elect is that pandemic recovery. And may pondo naman ang DSWD for example, pangkabuhayan, livelihood. So I will definitely, pag umuwi ang mga migrant workers na yan and they don't have jobs anymore, we will be helping them definitely. Aside dun sa help na ibibigay ng Department of Labor and Employment or ng Department of Migrant Workers, Ms. Karen.
Okay, there's a good question here from a viewer. Because you are hands-on in public service, will Secretary Werwin Tulko be a micromanager in DSWD?
Yes. I mean, there will be areas that I will be micromanaging. For example, like during a typhoon, calamities, fires, I will be there on the ground, pero not necessarily in all areas because, the country is very big and it has a lot of areas. So, yung mga instances lang, Ms. Karen, like typhoon, plus you have to supervise earthquakes like those, I will be there. Pero kung other problems na, then I will let my managers, middle management, and then upper management to handle those problems like my USEX and ASEX there and the director, and then they will have to be responsible to me.
Okay, two more questions. Your family, brothers, essentially, two of you that I've met up close. You've been very active in public service all these years. Can you make the public understand where is this coming from, Werwin? Is this something from your childhood? I've asked Rafi the same question, but what is it about your history that it seems that it's the personal advocacy of the Tulfos?
It was handed down by our parents, Ms. Karen, by my dad, who was a provincial commander in Zamboanga, and then my mom, who's from Davao. The teaching was like, hindi naman kami mayaman, Ms. Karen. There's 10 of us. Yung mga pangmatrikula nga minsan, somebody sa dami namin, uunahin muna yung nasa college, yung muna babayaran tuition fee. Yung mga
Kinuwento rin ni Rafi yan.
Promissory notes. Ako, lagi ako may bit na promissory note para maka-exam. So, pero the teaching was like, it is okay to give. Okay? Minsan nag-aaway yung dad and mom ko kasi kabibili lang ng isang sako na bigas last week. Okay? Halos wala nang matira after 1 week. My dad would say like, are you throwing the rice away? My mom said like, no. Pero in reality, we see her pag may kumatok sa bahay, mga asawa ng sundalo because wala pa rin yung sweldo dahil back then, the salary of the soldiers or the troops were like not in ATM but in cheque. So we were in Zamboanga, so pinapadala pa sa barko. So it takes a while. So my mom would hand out this or may kakatok na beggar dahil alam na bahay ng provincial commander yun. My mom would give out like sardines. So lagi sila nag-aaway na dad ko. So we saw that. And then people leaving our house happy, nagpapasalamat. We see that eh. Nagkakaroon katuloy ng ikang picture na helping is not bad, helping is good. Provided that it is in your heart. Kasi helping, Ms. Karen, for us, we were taught na helping is not only a job. Rather, it is born out of love. If you love your neighbor, then it's not only the instruction of God, but as a human being, you have to love each other. So if you see ba na your neighbor is not eating, you will not help him or her. Of course, you have to give out something, di ba? Sharing.
Are we gonna see a different Werwin Tulfo? Kumbaga, Werwin, mas kalmado ka ba pag secretary ka ng DSWD? Magbabagong anyo ka ba? Bilang broadcaster kasi matapang ka, bumabatikos ka, nasa kabila ka na. Magbabago ka ba?
Depende, Ms. Karen. Kung ang kaharap ko ay yung mga mahihirap, yung mga matatanda. Of course, sabi ko nga sa previous interviews ka yesterday, and I told the DSWD employees, yung mga pagpasok ko, I want the DSWD will be open to everybody. Hindi ka bastos kasi I get texts now, mga messages sa Facebook ko, mga bastos yung ilang empleyado. But I know that DSWD is a professionalized agency. Meron lang ilan na mayabang, suplado, nagagalit. And I will try to change that. Na make sure na they should be subtle, they should be calm when they face these people. Lalo mga mahirap kasi may mga makukulit dyan. We encounter that. I will be different, yes. Pero doon sa mga loko-loko, Karen pare. For example, another case, another instance, yung mga child custody. Meron dyan mga father na abusado because nasa pwesto sila o yung parents nila. Kasi we encountered that one time, isang politiko, anak ng politiko, ayaw niya ibigay yung kanyang anak dun sa misis niya daw, separated sila, kasi kaya daw niyang alagaan, yung misis walang trabaho. I said like, no, that's not the case. The law says that it's a minor, it should be with your wife, it should be with the mom, not you. Kahit na walang pakain yung nanay, because it is the law, we can't do anything about it. So, yes, mga gaya niya may mga abuses. Yeah, I will make puna pa rin. I will call their attention. Pero siguro dun sa mga mahihirap, yung mga kliyente, not kliyente, but yung mga hingi ng tulong, then I will be nice to them. It has to be like that. All of the employees of DSWD should be like that.
Okay, my last question. May inihabilin ba sa'yo personally si President-elect Marcos? I mean, appointing you in this post, this is a big post. It's a very high-profile post. Meron ba siyang personal na tinek sa'yo, sinabi, ganito, huwag mo kalimutan to, na more personal, meaning as secretary?
Hindi na kailangan, Ms. Karen, because during his town hall meetings, I attended 3 of them. The message was clear, pandemic recovery. So that simply means to say na yung mga walang trabaho, bigyan ng pampuhunan, hanapan ng trabaho. So it's not only with DSWD, but Department of Labor. It's a challenge, Department of Finance, all the departments, Ms. Karen. Pero ako, I can already see and I know what I'm supposed to do. Those na nawalan ng trabaho, bibigyan natin ng pampuhunan. Meron naman kasing pondo ang DSWD, like I said earlier. These funds, Ms. Karen, ay bababa natin sa mga tao. Hindi natin i-hold back ito because these are meant, this was given by Congress, by the government, these funds for the people to use sa mga mahihirap, sa mga nangangailangan, sa mga matatanda, Ms. Karen.
On that note, incoming Social Welfare Secretary Werwin Tulfo. Congratulations to you, Werwin. I wish you well, and I do hope you succeed in this new role.
Thank you, Ms. Karen, and you have a wonderful day too, ma'am.